and Fez show. Crazy Jen recovering from the Chinese water torture.
She did a great job there, Fez. And you got a lot of stuff to pull now. There's no doubt about that. There's so many things we got to isolate during her crazy breakdown. It was just hysterical. Don't apologize. This is the funniest thing you've done in a long time.
And now we know where the troops are.
I just don't know what to cover up on our machine.
You know what's really looks bad? Look at the dark circles under her eyes. Like, you could tell that's just from the stress. She's actually got bags under her eyes.
It was horrible. It was just these drops. You're just trying to anticipate if you're going to get a drop, how big the drop's going to be.
She's teary-eyed.
It is. It hurt, man. I feel like crying.
She's having a flashback.
I don't want to think about it.
Well, don't try to bring us down. We were enjoying ourselves.
Big old tape fingers.
And look at the bump right there.
Hey, Dave, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yo, guys, I want to congratulate you, and Crazy Jen, I want to congratulate you for your endurance. I've never heard her sound funnier.
Dude, man, that was horrible.
I think, you ought to thank Ron and Fezzy there because they're on to something. The water torture seemed to help you sound funnier.
You know what? Maybe a little water torture before you go out for your comedy.
Yeah, like stage prep.
If it makes me funnier, I'll do it.
Yeah, something tells me you would. Guys, have a good one.
Hey, Dave, have you been up to that new Philly stadium?
Dude, it's awesome.
Yeah, I was just up there last Saturday.
Yeah, isn't that great?
It's phenomenal.
That's what's great about living in the middle of Delaware. I can go either to Baltimore or I can go to Philly, and I can enjoy it all.
Yeah, you're not too close to anything, so it's terrific.
Oh, no, it's perfect. I'm 40 minutes from everything, so it's not too bad.
Actually, there's a cool little stadium in Wilmington, that minor league stadium.
Yeah, the Blue Rock Stadium.
Yeah, it's terrific, yeah.
I take the kids there. It's great.
Yeah, I love minor league baseball. All right, Dave, talk to you later.
Thanks, guys. Later.
Fezzy, we are going to give somebody a big room makeover in time for football season.
That's right. It is our friends at Value City in Falls Church. They're going to be throwing in plenty of stuff, a living room makeover, including the expertise of their expert, Raphael.
All right, just write to us at ronandfez@AOL.com, ronandfez@AOL.com. We're going to give away a full new living room, and almost like one of those kind of trading spaces where they'll do it quick. They'll come in and take care of everything.
Some of the stuff included so far: furniture, painting supplies and labor, and window treatments, all from Value City.
And, Fezzy, there's nothing better than just having that new room, because it's the only way you can really fix the house up, and it's one room at a time. Just write to us at ronandfez@AOL.com, ronandfez@AOL.com, and we're going to pick out a lucky winner and be able to hook them up with that.
I went into that bad phase of the summer where it's too soon to get excited about football, but I went ahead and did it anyway.
Yeah.
Where it's like, ever since when the Pro Bowl's done, you really try to put it in the back of your mind and not think about it.
You know what? Not even the Pro Bowl. The Pro Bowl is such a disappointment for me. It's like right after the and as a matter of fact, I think I missed most of the Pro Bowl last year. But right after the Super Bowl, it's a kind of a scary feeling. And then you're just left out there without your football. You know, we're going to do something on the air with Johnny Punani. Maybe we'll even do it this week. He is really, really big into soccer. And I think it would be neat to finally sit down and go, why doesn't the United States really get behind the world sport? That would be a fun show to do one time. What are we missing that literally 99% of the rest of the world is into? And they don't seem to be grabbing on to American football. I don't know whether you know this, Fez. In the European League, all the teams are migrating to one country. I think 4 of the 6 teams are all going to be Germany. Germany seems to love American football.
I had no idea that the World League was moving like that.
Yeah, all the teams are moving over because German teams do really well. And I wonder if it's something close with their personality and ours. You know, you're talking about the 2 countries of the 20th century who really got better at war instead of worse at it, like England, who used to be good at it.
It is a game of territory.
It really is. It's a brutal game. It's a tough game, and it's only us that get into it. Another reason I was wondering whether in Germany is because people forget when they try to start American leagues. when our professional sports started, whether it was football and baseball, they were in really tight areas where it would be like New York against Boston, against Philly. And we start a new league now. You try to get the whole country involved. And maybe for European football to catch on, it does start in Germany, then adds another, city in another country, but it is not too far away.
Use the natural rivalries.
Yeah, but for some reason now we try to start these leagues as just really expansive and trying to start them at the top. When people forget, it took football a long time to get going.
And the XFL, when Vince McMahon tried that, we're looking at Orlando versus Las Vegas. And unless it's, tourism boards, it's hard to get excited about that rivalry.
Yeah, you know what? It's a really good point. And that you, like with the XFL, they were in such a hurry to get that league launched. You can't do that kind of thing now, Yeah,
and went out of their way to be geographically nationwide, to make sure that they had every area covered.
Right. And another problem that we have with hockey, people not getting into hockey, you really took it away from the people who really loved hockey. And you've got it all through the Sun Belt now. And those people, of course, like in your case, Tampa, they get behind them when they're winning. But if the team isn't winning, it's not like they don't show up. Where if you have baseball in New York, people show up at Met games.
Yeah, and with the hockey too, it's when you put it in places like the Sun Belt, and Phoenix has a team. There's plenty of other things to do, in the winter time when it's hockey season.
Yeah, but there's plenty of things to do in football during football season. But the point of the matter is, that's your sport. You get into it. It's ingrained in you. You just can't force a new sport on people. You know what? Right now, I just saw this. I was going to do this during the fastest hour. This poker on TV, on ESPN now, is getting higher ratings than the baseball games that they put on ESPN. It's getting higher ratings than college football that ESPN airs. It's getting higher ratings than the golf tournaments that ESPN does. People are loving the poker tournaments.
Is it because they look at that and they see that, all right, now that's a world championship of poker. That's a world championship that I could be involved in.
But you could say the same thing about bowling. You know what I mean? A lot of people like to bowl, but they don't go out of their way to watch it on TV. I don't know. There's something about that poker thing that's all or nothing. It's just grabbing people. Why it's being seen as a sport now instead of a game is beyond me. But it is running on ESPN.
I watched some of it last week, and just watching even the normal people, not the celebrities, some of the personalities are hysterical. There's that one guy, Nim, I think his name was or something, just this Asian gentleman who's just getting trashed as he's trying to win the World Championship of Poker.
It is good that you have a game that you can get drunk and it really doesn't hurt your chances.
And he's trying to get the other guys, let's have a beer before this hand.
Maybe that's just a gimmick. Maybe that's what he's doing. Maybe he really isn't drunk at all. Maybe he's trying to throw off their games, head games.
Yeah, at one point he spilled a beer all over the table.
Fez, Dave from, what's the name of his thing? Hypnotic Touch?
HypnoticTouch.com?
Yeah, it's HypnoticTouch.com, and it's Don Hypnotist.
Don Friedman.
Yeah, I got hypnotized to remember that. Don says he's in Tampa, heard you talking about your fear of bridges, and thinks he can help you get over that easily. He did it with airplanes, Fez.
I got no reason to doubt the guy.
You're going to have to go through each phobia one at a time before you're done. Jen, you were telling me earlier you have phobias, just like Fez.
I do. I think mine's worse than Fez's, though, because I go over the bridge, and I start thinking of ways, like, if I'm going to crash in that water, how I'm going to escape through the windshield. And Pickles gets all freaked out about that. Heights. I get panic attacks.
Oh, you never got any of this until I did.
Nuh-uh, Fezzy, I did, for real.
How high can you be before you're afraid?
Not just like 10 feet.
I wouldn't mind doing something with a crane. We get somebody to come in here with a crane with Fez and Jen one night. We'll put it up in our thing. We keep going up just a couple inches at a time till one of you guys says, I can't do it anymore.
just being in the bucket of the bucket truck with her is enough. I don't care what level it's on.
You know, one time me and Ronnie D had to do this thing in some kind of a bucket where they took us up high in the air and then they brought us back lower. They took us up high and people, I don't know what the hell was going on. People were cheering. Some stupid gig. As soon as they got us out, they started to take it back up. The bucket kind of snaps and rolls over.
Oh.
And just started dangling back and forth. And if we were in it, we would have fallen. It's not like we were tied in or anything. And going up in those buckets is a really weird thing. Because you're just, it's like being on an elevator, but you're shooting up in the air and there's nothing you can do up there.
It's one of those things where it's true, where you look up and it doesn't look like the bucket's that high in the air until you're from the other vantage point of being in the bucket.
But remember how a diving board was when you were a kid? The first time you go up on the high dive, you're like, well, I'm on the medium dive. It's only another 7 or 8 feet. You climb up on that high dive the first time, and it looks like you can barely see Earth. And then you can't be one of them balloons that starts to climb down the ladder, so you got to go off, and everybody always jumps instead of dives.
Anytime I tried it, I was flailing.
Why didn't they just call it a jumping board at those pools?
That's another thing. I'm highly claustrophobic. Like elevators, I can't stay in there that long.
You're highly claustrophobic, and yet you told us you want us to put you in a coffin.
Yeah, because that's part of fear factor, and I want to try to get over that fear. So if I think, like, if you threw some dirt on there and I'm not really in the ground, then maybe that'll help me.
She's doing this weird thing where she's bringing up her phobias and then wincing as she's trying to talk about them.
Because I get it in my head and I think about it and I can see it and it freaks me out. Like those people that climb the top of the bridges. Do you ever see them? I can't even look at them people.
Yeah, people that paint bridges for a living or whatever.
Yeah, oh, that freaks me out.
What about your next stunt? Is the Fez and Jen bucket challenge?
If I could be in there with Fezzy, I'll grip on you, Fezzy. I'll drive you crazy. I'll be crawling on you all over it like your cat.
Well, thank you for making it sound so inviting.
Can we find a bucket somehow, Tubbs?
I'll check our resources.
Yeah, I mean, somebody might want to trade out somehow.
Yeah.
Oh, Fezzy, it's gonna be a nightmare up there with me. I know it.
In my hometown, whenever they do the city fair, Country in the Park, the one ride they have is a bucket truck. The electrician comes out and just takes kids up and down.
Well,
and that is it. That is the one ride we get.
Well, it sounds like a fantastic town, buddy.
And then big constrictor snakes, I can't even go by them.
What's that?
You know those big boa constrictors, those huge ones, like the 8-foot ones?
Right.
Oh, I can't even.
And I know this about you too, Jen. You don't go in over your head in water.
No. It like fear factor, like I'll do it.
No wonder your hair looks like that.
For the 50,000?
For the 50,000, but I get freaked out. Like I can't dive. Like I could swim, kinda. But if my sister was drowning in the ocean, she might have to die because I can't dive off the boat.
How far? Now, can you go? Is it the ocean or a pool for you?
The ocean's really, really bad. I could never dive off a boat, but the pool's pretty bad, too. I won't go off the diving board. Can't do diving board.
And when you drive here, you will not take the highways.
No. Beltway? Oh, no. That's horrible. That's scary for me.
I didn't know that was because of a fear.
Yeah, there's too many cars, and it's, like, claustrophobic for me. Like, my car window, if it's, like, 0 degrees, I got to roll it down because I can't breathe.
All right, Fez, here's a spy report for you. You're going to love this. All-Star game tonight. Roger Clemens gives up 6 runs in the first inning.
Nice.
Spy report. Spy report. Spy report.
What an embarrassment. You get to start the All-Star game, and then you get your tees ripped off. Way to go, Clemens.
Nice, the hero of Minute Maid Park.
Unbelievable. All right, we're going to take a break. We'll come back and wrap this up. It's the Ron and Fez Show.